You've been lied to about who you are, conditioned to believe you're small, average, replaceable. But the truth is explosive. There is power in you that you haven't even touched yet. You're not here to blend in. You're here to break through. Comment, "I see my power now," if you're ready to stop doubting yourself. From the moment you were born, the world tried to shrink you. Teachers told you to stay in line. Society told you to be realistic. Pain told you to play it safe. But deep down, you knew. You felt it. That voice inside whispering, "There's more." And there is. There is more strength, more clarity, more purpose. But it's locked behind layers of fear, shame, and doubt that were never yours to carry. You've been fighting battles in your mind that were programmed by people who never saw your potential. It's time to delete those voices. You are not your past. You are not your failures. You are not who they think you are. You are who you decide to become the moment you stop waiting for permission and start walking like you already belong where power lives. Stop seeing yourself through the eyes of people who never healed. Stop measuring your worth by environments you were never meant to fit in. When you start seeing yourself through the lens of discipline, focus, and growth, everything changes. Everything opens. This speech isn't meant to inspire you. It's meant to wake you up, because the only thing standing between you and your future is the story you keep telling yourself. And I'm here to tell you that story is a lie. You don't need more motivation. You need a new identity, one that refuses to bow to fear, one that doesn't crumble when ignored, one that walks into a room and owns it, not with noise, but with presence. That presence begins when you stop asking for validation. The reason you feel stuck is because you're still waiting for someone to see you, to understand you. But listen carefully. You go first. You see yourself. You believe in yourself. You recognize your own power before the world ever does. That's the first law of transformation. You were not created to be a background character in your own life. You are not here to observe. You are here to dominate, to rise, to shatter every label you were given by people who never understood your spirit. They don't need to. You do. Your life will never rise higher than the way you see yourself. So look again. Look past the shame, past the mistakes, past the noise. There is something unbreakable inside you, but it only comes alive when you stop pretending to be ordinary. You've been waiting for confidence to come before you move. But confidence isn't a feeling, it's a decision. You move first. You act before you're ready. You speak before you're certain. You walk into rooms before you feel qualified. And that's how you earn the energy you're waiting on. The old version of you wanted proof. The new version of you is the proof. The proof that you can be broken and still build, that you can be doubted and still rise, that you can be overlooked and still become undeniable. They told you to be humble and you misunderstood. Humility is not shrinking. It's not silence. It's not hiding behind fear and calling it being polite. Real humility is power under control. It's knowing exactly who you are and not needing to prove it to anyone. You've been playing small to make others comfortable, shrinking your voice, softening your ambition, dimming your fire. But what has it gotten you? Approval? No. Respect? Never. Peace? Not even close. You don't get peace by playing small. You get peace by standing tall. This world does not reward doubt. It rewards certainty. And no one will believe in you until you believe in you. So stop hesitating. Stop apologizing. Stop explaining your greatness to people committed to misunderstanding it. Let your results speak. Let your silence carry weight. There is a moment in every warrior's life when they stop waiting for permission and step into destiny. This is that moment. Not next week. Not when you're ready. Now, because waiting has only taught you how to survive, never how to win. You keep asking, who am I to succeed? The better question is, who are you not to? You've survived things that would have destroyed others. You've walked through darkness and still found the light. You've been knocked down and still got up. That's who you are. From this moment forward, walk like it, speak like it, build like it, because your life will only rise as high as your belief. And when you start seeing yourself as unstoppable, the world won't have a choice but to move. Look around you. Everything you see, every win, every failure, every relationship, every environment, it's a reflection of how you've been seeing yourself. Change the vision, and you change the reality. That's not magic. That's ownership. You keep asking for a breakthrough, but you're still thinking like someone who loses. You say you want change, but you keep repeating the same identity every morning. Listen closely. Transformation isn't about what you do. It's about who you become while doing it. You will never build a powerful life while clinging to a powerless image of yourself. You cannot rise while calling yourself broken. You cannot command respect while begging for it. Power doesn't beg. It radiates. It commands silently. When you walk like you belong, people notice, not because you're loud, but because you're aligned. Confidence isn't noise. It's posture, eye contact, breath control. It's entering a room and knowing that you don't need to prove a thing. Your energy already said it all. This is your turning point. The second you stop seeing yourself as the underdog, the second you stop carrying the weight of every doubt, every rejection, every insult, let it fall. It was never yours. You were not born to carry weakness. You were born to carry weight. And from now on, you walk like the weight is light, because it is. Because you've trained, you've grown, and you've finally remembered the most dangerous person in any room is the one who knows exactly who they are and refuses to forget it again. You don't need more people in your corner. You need to get in your own. You've spent too long waiting for someone to save you, to believe in you, to push you. But the truth is harsh and liberating. No one is coming. It's you. It's always been you. The minute you stop outsourcing your worth, your life begins. The moment you stop waiting for praise to feel powerful, you become powerful. You don't build a legacy by asking for support. You build it by becoming your own source of energy, direction, and fire. Repetition creates identity. So ask yourself, what thoughts are you repeating daily? Doubt, fear, I sip not enough. Those aren't set harmless. They are the script you set then following. Rip it up, rewrite it. Replace I hope with I will. Replace I sipped and trying with I am. Confidence isn't about arrogance. It's about certainty. A deep, calm certainty that says, even when I'm uncomfortable, I still show up. Even when I'm doubted, I still deliver. That mindset, that's the foundation of every unstoppable life. And you don't need to fake it. You just need to feel it once and repeat it. Build the image of who you want to be until it becomes your default. Not someday, not when it's easy, but now. Because the version of you that hesitates, that doubts, that hides, their time is up. From this point forward, look in the mirror and see a builder, a warrior, a leader, someone who doesn't break but bends forward into purpose. See it, say it, walk it until it becomes your reality. You've been carrying the opinions of people who don't even carry themselves well. Think about that. You've built your self-image around the doubts of the weak, the insecure, the unhealed. No more. Their voice does not belong in your future. From this point on, you speak life into yourself. Not just once a day, but constantly, you remind yourself, I am the foundation, I am the fire, I am the force they didn't see coming. Because if you don't declare it, the world will define you, and they'll always define you smaller than you are. You were not made to blend in. You were not made to explain your presence. You were made to stand out and let your energy do the talking. You don't walk like the rest, because you aren't the rest. You're here to set the standard, not meet it. There is no more room for hesitation. Hesitation is the dream killer. It whispers, not yet, maybe later. But your future doesn't have time for maybe. It's hungry for movement. And if you don't feed it, someone else's agenda will consume your time and your talent. And no, it won't feel natural at first. You will doubt. You will sweat. Your voice might shake. That's normal, but you do it anyway because confidence isn't found before the leap. It's built while you're in the air, committing to the fall, knowing you'll rise. You are rewriting your identity. Not with words, with action, with presence, with the way you walk into the world from this moment forward. And every time you forget who you are, repeat this, I see my power now. Then act like it. You will not get where you're going by being the old version of yourself. Read that again. The goals you've set, the future you've imagined, they demand a new posture, a new tone, a new energy. The old you can't survive where the new you is headed. That version that played small, that second-guessed everything, that stayed silent to keep the peace, that version was necessary for survival, but you're not surviving anymore, you're building. And builders don't flinch when the pressure rises, they rise with it. The world will try to hand you your identity. Quiet, cautious, limited. They'll say, be realistic. They'll say, don't get ahead of yourself. But you're not here to blend in with average. You're here to break the pattern, and that means doing what they fear. Yes, you'll lose people. Yes, they'll say you've changed, and you have. That's the point. You are not obligated to remain who they remember. You're obligated to become who you were born to be, and that requires shedding every identity built from fear. Start owning the room without over-explaining. Start moving like someone who knows the clock is ticking. Speak when it matters. Build without applause. Elevate without warning. That's the real glow-up. Not louder, just clearer. You've stared at greatness from a distance long enough. Now it's time to walk toward it, without asking for directions, without asking for permission, and without looking back. From this day forward, you must walk like someone who's already been chosen, by purpose, by fire, by destiny, not because someone handed it to you, but because you claimed it. You earned it through every moment you didn't quit, didn't fold, didn't shrink. You've already been through enough to destroy 10 versions of yourself, but you're still here, stronger, wiser, sharper. That alone should change how you see yourself. You're not just a survivor, you're proof. Proof that nothing they threw could stop you. Look at your scars differently now, not as evidence of damage, but as symbols of victory. You bled, but you didn't break. You cried, but you didn't collapse. And now you carry something deeper than motivation. You carry identity. This life owes you nothing, but you owe it to yourself to stop walking like you're unsure, to stop hiding brilliance behind humility. Confidence is not arrogance, it's truth, and your truth is powerful beyond anything they tried to bury. You are not here to be liked. You are here to lead, to raise the temperature of every room you walk into, to disturb the patterns of mediocrity simply by showing up as someone who remembers their fire. If you've made it this far, drop a 100 in the comments. It means you've remembered who you really are. Now let's finish this right. 5 more levels, 5 more shifts. Let's go deeper. They said you were too intense. Good. That means your energy shook something loose in them. They said you were too driven. Perfect. That means you're not here to crawl. You're here to fly. The goal is never to be understood. The goal is to be undeniable. Start protecting your energy like it's gold, because it is. And every time you give it away to distractions, to gossip, to people who drain your spirit, you delay your calling. Emotional boundaries aren't optional anymore. They're required. This next version of you doesn't respond to everything, doesn't explain everything, doesn't attend every invitation. Why? Because your focus is now your filter. If it doesn't build you, sharpen you, or align with your path, you don't touch it. Your self-image is the thermostat of your life. If you see yourself as someone who always gets overlooked, you'll keep playing small. But when you start seeing yourself as a force, your words change, your walk changes, your world bends to meet your belief. People will challenge your shift, not because you're wrong, but because your new standard threatens their comfort zone. Don't shrink, don't defend, just maintain. Your energy doesn't need approval. It needs consistency. You're becoming the kind of person who stops waiting for the room to feel right and starts walking in like they are the reason the room shifts. You were not given breath just to exist. You were given fire to transform, to disrupt patterns, to break generational fear, to show the next version of you and the next generation after you what power actually looks like. Stop letting fear write your script. Every time you doubt your path, you're rehearsing failure. Interrupt that loop. Start practicing belief like your life depends on it, because it does. The mind follows repetition. Feed it power until power becomes the default. You've been waiting to feel ready, but readiness is a myth. Confidence grows through action, not in the shadows. So speak, move, decide, act. Not because you're sure, but because you refuse to let fear make decisions anymore. You are no longer the person who waits for evidence before believing. Now belief is your evidence. Now you are the evidence that sips what changes your presence, that sips what makes people stop and wonder, who is this? And they'll never know what it took to walk like this, what it cost you to see yourself clearly, but they don't need to. Your results will speak for themselves. Your presence will say everything your mouth doesn't. From this moment on, you don't shrink for anyone, not for love, not for approval, not for comfort. You rise even when it rattles the room. This world is designed to dull your edge, to make you question your difference, to make you fear your light, but not you. Not anymore, because you finally realized your difference is the assignment. You don't just wake up and feel confident. You build it through the choices no one sees, through the nights you keep going, through the mornings you rise early, train, prepare, and show up like someone who's done waiting for the perfect moment. Every small habit you keep is a vote for the future you see. Every time you say no to weakness, you cast a vote for greatness. And those votes, they add up until one day you become what you've been acting like. Stop playing tug of war with your potential. Let go of who you were. Let go of how they saw you. Let go of the chapter you already outgrew. They don't get a say anymore. Your future does. Walk differently now. Not in arrogance, but in alignment. Not in pride, but in presence. You're not just showing up. You're showing up ready. And that alone puts you in the top 1%. You were never meant to be liked by the world. You were meant to change it by first changing the way you see yourself. They tried to label you, but you outgrew the box. They tried to slow you down, but you trained in silence. They tried to break you, but you built through it. That's the version of you that's stepping forward now. You're not here to impress. You're here to impact, and impact doesn't require a crowd. It requires conviction, quiet fire, alignment. You carry that now, and it's louder than applause, louder than noise. It speaks through results. Let the new you lead. Let the new you take risks. Let the new you walk through doors the old you would have never knocked on. Stop playing small out of loyalty to your old self. That person doesn't need protecting. They need replacing. Every thought you entertain must now answer one question. Does this build the person I'm becoming? If not, it doesn't belong. You don't argue with it. You delete it. That's how serious this new standard must be. Your clarity is dangerous now. You're not asking, you're acting, you're not hoping, you're building, and soon your life will become the proof of everything they said you couldn't be. From here on out, you are not available for anything that doesn't align with your future, period. This speech wasn't about hype. It was about remembrance, about waking you up to who you really are. You've lived under lies for too long. But the truth is loud now. You were born with power, but life taught you to suppress it. Not anymore. From now on, you walk in every room like you belong, because you do. You speak like your words carry weight, because they do. You move like your vision is divine, because it is. The world will tell you to slow down. Don't tell you to be quiet. Don't tell you to play it safe. Never, because greatness is not built through caution. It's built through commitment, through belief, when no one else claps, through presence, when no one sees you yet. You now carry the most dangerous mindset on earth, self-respect, and with it comes the most magnetic energy on earth, purpose. You don't have to prove anything. You just have to become it, fully, consistently, relentlessly. You see yourself now, and that's enough. You see your worth, your power, your responsibility. And because of that, nothing can stop you. If you're still here, drop a 100 in the comments. Because now you don't just see your power, you own it.